Welcome to Prime Power USA, where America's biggest stories unfold. Stay informed, stay powerful.
Do you hate anyone more than you hate Donald Trump?
No.
Why do you hate him so much?
Well, he's a liar and a fraud and a fake. And if you grew up in New York, you knew that. You know, he never could get on the Forbes richest men in the world list because they couldn't quantify his income because he's such a liar. And then Mark Burnett gives him this whole entire show and sold it as truth when it was fiction.
To those of you who are watching from the White House, and you know who you are, I woke up this morning, I'm in bed, my wife comes out of the bathroom, she's got her phone, she goes, Trump tweeted you should be fired again. I was like, oh, and then I went downstairs and made bagels for the kids. It's like, late last night, the Angry Orange posted, why does ABC Fake News keep Jimmy Kimmel, a man with no talent and very poor television ratings, on the air? Why do the TV syndicates...
Impeach the felon now. Impeach the felon in the Oval Office right now. That's right. Donald Trump's been convicted of 34 separate counts of felonies. He's a fraud. He's a bankrupter. He is an absolute menace. And he's someone who's been found liable for sexual assault. And so he's behaving the way we would expect someone with those attributes to behave. Did you really think, Donald, it was a smart idea?
Rosie O'Donnell reportedly made shocking claims on live TV about Donald Trump and Melania, allegedly causing Trump to react strongly. According to Rosie, Trump is supposedly using a body double for Melania, is dealing with serious mental health issues, and has been compared to Adolf Hitler by multiple witnesses. Between July and December 2025, Rosie, who is said to be living in Ireland after Trump allegedly threatened to take away her citizenship, has been publicly speaking out about Trump's supposed health decline.
Trump's going after you, and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? I mean, I wake up and there are these tweets and stuff.
I know, I was woken up too by a friend of mine in LA who follows it closely, and he's like, he did it again! I'm like, wait a minute, it's the middle of the night, what's happening, you know? But,
what's wrong with this guy?
I gotta say, you know, it's the Epstein files. It's the testifying of the survivors that he tried to cover up with the planes, with a flyover. Like, you know, it's unbelievable how obvious he is about everything that he does.
But I will tell you, at the end of last year, I had such big hopes for a better new year. I really felt like, well, how could it get worse in 2025? It can't. And now we're only 2 weeks into it. All hell is broken loose. If this was Jenga, there'd be blocks of wood all over the house. So far, in half a month, Trump toppled Venezuela. He's threatening to forcibly gobble up Greenland, and he may be about to send armed troops into the city of Minneapolis, right here in the United States. Our FIFA Peace Prize winning president.
To have Ghislaine Maxwell go before the House Oversight Committee and invoke her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination and not answer questions when you had your former criminal defense attorney, Todd Blanche, several months back speak with Ghislaine Maxwell, where she did not invoke her Fifth Amendment rights against self-incrimination, and she lied through her teeth. And now that she was before the House Oversight Committee yesterday.
Rosie also spoke about Melania's mysterious disappearances, Trump allegedly verbally abusing female reporters, and his behavior that she claims is damaging American democracy. Trump reportedly fired back by posting a doctored photo of Rosie on the official White House account, threatening again to strip her citizenship, and having his spokesperson call her an irrelevant loser who was better off gone. The article promises to cover all these claims in detail and asks readers to join a membership for $9 a month to support journalism that holds Trump accountable.
When people say, I changed my mind, we have to say, welcome back to reality. Let's all be Americans together, right? Because what's happening is not only happening to Democrats, it's happening to everyone. And when the Medicaid cuts go in, old people are going to start to die. To die. What he's done yet hasn't even hit us yet. Right. And if he's not stopped now, we have lost our country. And I don't know.
Posted this morning, if the corrupt politicians of Minnesota don't obey the law and stop the professional agitators and insurrectionists from attacking the patriots of ICE who are only trying to do their job. I will institute the Insurrection Act, which many presidents have done before me, and quickly put an end to the travesty that is taking place in that once great state. Thank you for your attention to this matter, President DJT. No kidding, President DJT. As if anyone else would write that. The Insurrection Act would allow...
Her lawyer said, but if Donald Trump just grants Ghislaine clemency, she'll speak out and exonerate him. You think that was a smart move, Donald? You think everybody's stupid and doesn't realize what you're doing right there? So let's pull out the receipts, because I believe you said, Donald, that only the mob pleads the fifth, that the only people who plead the fifth are people who are guilty. Remember when you said that, Donald? Okay.
Your support helps keep this reporting going. Now, back to the story of how Rosie O'Donnell called out Trump and Melania and why Trump is reportedly furious about it. On November 28, 2025, during Thanksgiving weekend, Rosie appeared on the Jim Acosta show and made a claim that quickly went viral and allegedly sent Trump into a rage. Rosie was talking about a video of Trump and Melania walking to Marine One helicopter in the rain on November 25, 2025. When she made her explosive accusation that the woman walking with Trump was not the real Melania, but a body double.
Nicole, how it is that some people cannot see it. My therapist said, "Why are you so upset?" And I said to her, "Why are you not?"
Yeah. Yeah, I have that conversation too, because the gaslighting that I think you're alluding to, if you're a thoughtful, informed person, you do stop and say, well, maybe it is me.
Put up with it. Also, totally biased coverage. Get the bum off the air. I'm the bum. And he posted this, I think this is interesting, at 12:49 a.m., 11 minutes after the show ended on the East Coast, which is nice. He watches us live. Hi, Mr. President. How are you? Thanks for watching us on TV instead of on YouTube. We appreciate that. And I'll tell you, it's viewers like you who keep us on the air, ironically.
So let's show this. How about a side-by-side first? Jeffrey Epstein's deposition in 2010, where he was asked questions about you, Donald, and underage girls, and he invoked the fifth. Then we'll show Ghislaine Maxwell being asked questions yesterday before the House Oversight Committee about you and underage girls, and also whether you promised her a pardon if she remains silent, and as well as
Rosie asked Acosta, "Did you see him try to walk to the helicopter?" implying that the woman helping Trump walk wasn't actually Melania, but a body double. Jim Acosta, the former CNN anchor, didn't challenge her on this, and instead responded with, "Yeah, right," seemingly agreeing with the theory. To be clear, the fake Melania conspiracy theory has been floating around on social media for years. Anytime Melania appears in public wearing sunglasses or looking slightly different, people start questioning whether it's really her. This continued into April 2025.
To Donald Trump and his pathetic band of white, privileged criminal businessmen, I would like to say to him, "Niet, sir, niet, niet, niet. No, we won't. We've seen what you have done, sir. We have seen your connections with Russia. The game is over. The internet rules."
President Trump to send troops into Minneapolis to stop the civil unrest that started when President Trump sent ICE into Minneapolis to start the civil unrest. But I don't know. I guess you do have to look at it from his perspective. I mean, Trump, poor guy, he hasn't been able to get an insurrection for years. It's at this point, an insurrection might be the only way he can get an outsurrection. A good president right now.
questions to her about other co-conspirators where she invoked the Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. So that would incriminate her, Donald? So first, let me show the side-by-side of Epstein and Ghislaine. Epstein 2010, Ghislaine yesterday. Let's play this clip.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
When Melania attended Pope Francis's funeral wearing a veil, some people claimed it was actually a body double. In September 2025, during a visit to the UK with the royal family, social media users again insisted the woman with Trump wasn't really Melania. Then, in December 2025, at a Mar-a-Lago New Year's Eve party, people pointed to Melania wearing sunglasses at night as supposed proof she was a fake. Trump himself has repeatedly denied using body doubles, dismissing the whole idea as a conspiracy theory pushed by fake news journalists.
It's also sweet that even in the middle of the biggest sex scandal in the history of the American presidency, he takes precious time on the toilet to post about our show. Keeps saying we have bad ratings, and you should listen to him, because if anyone knows about bad ratings, it's that guy.
President Trump's approval rating is tanking.
Plunging to a new low.
A new low, even among Republicans.
That's the lowest level of his second term.
That is the lowest it's been in his second term.
It is at a low of the second term.
The lowest of his second term.
La aprobación del presidente Donald Trump se desploma a los niveles más bajos.
Well, he is a cruel, criminal, and mentally unstable man. And Duty to Warn was a book that came out when he was first in office. Psychiatrists across the country who don't ever really diagnose people that they don't serve personally came together and made a book, Duty to Warn, to tell the world what a narcissistic, mentally ill person he is. And I think he's the worst thing that ever happened to the United States, and his cruelty knows no bounds. And when he is upset and humiliated and embarrassed, he has no control and he goes apeshit.
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Are you aware of Donald Trump ever engaging in sexual activity with an individual introduced to him by you or Jeffrey Epstein?
I invoke my 5th Amendment right to silence.
And I've got more receipts, Donald. How about the video deposition of you?
Melania herself spoke out back in 2019 after Joy Behar brought up the theory on The View, insisting she is always herself. But Rosie O'Donnell, who has been one of Trump's longest and most vocal critics, wasn't just repeating internet rumors. Rosie claims her statement was based on Trump's pattern of keeping Melania out of the public eye. And there are some noticeable facts. Melania has had a very limited presence. She skipped most of Trump's 2024 campaign, didn't speak at the July 2024 Republican National Convention, and only briefly appeared to wave, and has been largely absent from many major events.
Could you say I'm guilty without saying I'm guilty, more than having a flyover during their press conference, as if he's going to hold the tide? You know, the time is up and he knows it, and he's like a cornered rat, and he doesn't know where to go or what to do. So he goes into his bag of tricks, and one of his bag of tricks is let's make fun of Rosie O'Donnell and threaten her, even though he's threatened me before but never done anything. He's threatened to sue me for 20-something years. He's threatened to take away my wife when I was married. He said he was going to have thugs come and get my wife.
A normal president will be looking for a way to de-escalate the situation, but not our Donald. He turns the temperature up on everything but his wife. He keeps claiming the protesters are paid. They never say by who. They keep saying they're going to get to the bottom of who's paying these protesters. They can't seem to figure that out. The idea that anyone would do anything without getting paid for it, it's incomprehensible to him. It's like when you offer a dog a banana. They're like,
in 2022 in connection with the fraud case against you, where you invoked the 5th hundreds and hundreds of times. Do we see a pattern with this gang of criminals right here? Do we see a pattern over here? Impeach the felon now. Play this clip.
So, Mr. Trump, I take it you are not going to answer any questions about your preparation today with your counsel. Is that correct?
And when Melania does appear, she often wears large sunglasses that cover much of her face, which only adds to the speculation. Rosie was highlighting this pattern, and whether or not you believe the body double theory, her bigger point was hard to ignore. Something seems off with Melania. Either she's being kept out of sight, being replaced, or she simply wants nothing to do with Trump. But Rosie didn't stop there. She also claimed that Trump is dealing with a serious mental decline, telling Acosta he is in the throes of a serious cognitive health crisis.
And America believed it.
Donald Trump famously has lots of nicknames for people. I mean, he calls, Kim Jong-un the Rocket Man, for example. He fancies himself as a chance for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Which is delusional and probably frontal temporal lobe dementia.
What nickname would you give him?
Delusional Don.
I thought it might be something more imaginative than that.
Oh, I'm sorry. There's so many that people have done that are so good. Listen, I don't really go for trying to nickname someone. I try to shame him for who he is and what he is with facts. And that's what makes him so crazy. He's been threatening for 20 years to sue me. You can't sue someone who tells the truth about you.
What am I supposed to do with that? But in this case, he is right. Protesting, it's a hot new job sector right now. I learned this at my Illuminati meeting last night. And by the way, if you would like to be a professional agitator, Antifa will fly you to Minneapolis first class. They'll pay you 80 grand a year plus dental coverage and all the bricks you can throw. You can apply online right now at transgenderwindmills.wo. Tell them Colonel Jimmy sent you. Or if you're on the other side, you could sign up to work for ICE. There are so many money-making opportunities now.
Then, should I say this, or should I respond to that?
Just read that.
For all of the reasons provided in my answer, which is incorporated herein, in its entirety, I decline to answer the question. Same answer, same answer, same answer, same answer, same answer, same answer, same answer. Same answer.
She called Trump a pig and claimed he is mentally unfit to serve. Rosie had made similar statements back in September 2025 on Jim Acosta's show, calling Trump a mentally and physically ill man who is spiraling out of control and whose dementia is getting worse. In an earlier interview, Rosie also claimed Trump has congestive heart failure and dementia, saying she believes he is deranged and seriously ill, comparing his swollen ankles to symptoms her own brother had when he suffered from congestive heart failure.
When I feel enough, everyone knows. There's no reason to keep doing it and to let him have space in my brain and heart, even though what he's doing to America will continue to trouble me. But never using his name and getting him, not allowing him a seat at my table.